this is How to Draw Patterns in the cocowyo book, and today we are up to the patchwork pattern. So we've got this cute little chick asleep in bed, and we're going to draw the patchwork pattern on. So for this I will be using some alcohol markers. These are Decotime twin markers. So the colours that I will be using are, I've got colours to match these. So I've got a light blue, number 76 sky blue. So I'll just fill in my little colour chart here. And then I've got a pale pink, number 78, pastel violet. And a deeper pink, which is number 84, pastel violet. So same colour name but a little bit darker. And I've got a yellow, number 35, lemon yellow. And then I've got a light green, number 167, pale green light. And also a dark green, number 56, mint green. Which is quite dark. And then I'll also be using these Staedtler felt tip pens in a slightly darker shade of all of these colours, because that will be for the details over the top. So I'll just colour in half the circle with those. They don't have colour numbers on them, so just match whatever you've got that's a little bit darker than the alcohol markers. And then I'll also be using a pencil and a fine liner pen. This black fine liner is an Arteza Inconic 0.4. It's a very fine tip. I find that the ink dries really quickly and then doesn't smudge after, so that's why I've chosen that one. And also you need a white gel pen. I'll be using this white Posca pen. It's the thin one, 0.7mm tip, to do the fine detail. I find that that works quite well for me, but you can use any white pen that you like using. So the first step says to draw section lines with a pencil, and they're quite wiggly lines for this patchwork design. So we'll just start drawing. I might do a whole wiggly line along there, and then just section off some bits. so that we've got some that are different sizes. And then it says fill the sections with colours and then outline with a black pen. So using the alcohol markers, just going to randomly fill in the colours. And it doesn't matter if the colours go outside the pencil lines a little bit, because we're going to outline it all with the black pen, and that will cover up any ink that's bled past those thin little pencil lines. So now we have to outline all those sections with the black pen. So the black fine liner, and just go over all those pencil lines that we did. Now you might want to go over the lines again just to make them a little bit thicker, because this pen is quite thin. So now that I've outlined all of them, it says to let them dry and then add random patterns, and it should be fairly dry because that fine liner pen dries really quickly, and while I was outlining all that, the alcohol markers should have dried fairly quickly too. So now we're going to take the felt tip pens and do the little patterns in the slightly darker colours on each section. So starting with the deeper pink, they've done circles. Now you don't have to do exactly these patterns, you can swap them round. I'll just follow what they've done for now. But if you fancy doing blue circles instead, or the hearts on the yellow bits, you can do whatever you fancy. So for the circles, they've just drawn big ones and little ones, different sizes. Then in the blue section, they have done like a wiggly check pattern. So just wiggly lines crossed over. In the dark green section, they've done like little flowers that seems to have 4 petals on each one. So just draw 4 little petals and then colour it in. Some of the little flowers as well might be hidden by his little hand there, or they go off the piece of fabric. You might end up with just half a flower showing here and there. And they've also put some little dots in as well, so in between, in the gaps, put some little dots. Then for the pale green, they've done like stripes that are sort of blobs, a little bit like animal stripes but with wiggly edges. In the yellow section, they've done circles again like we did in the pink section, so slightly random sizes. And then in the light pink section they've done little hearts. And again, they might go off the pattern a bit. So you might have half a heart towards the edges. Or just the top part of the heart showing. So then I've got my Posca pen, give it a shake, and we're adding details and highlights with the white gel pen. So I'm going to do the little white dashes on the stitching first. If you slightly curve the lines instead of doing a completely straight line, it kind of looks like it's stitched. And just follow all of the black outline that we did before. And then they've added little dots into all of the patterns. So every little bit of the pattern's got dots in. In the check one they've put a white dot in between all of the squares, and on this flower one they've put a dot in the middle of all the flowers as well. So I'll just add my little dots to each section, put the middles in the flowers, as well as adding some dots in the background of the dark green ones. Dots in the middle of all the check squares in the blue. And there is my patchwork pattern. So now all I've got left to do is finish colouring in the rest of this little chick and his pillow.